Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to say thank you for your patience and understanding to why I was unable to upload any content last week as I was suffering from the stomach flu. It was 6 days of complete torture, but I am feeling 90% human again. So guess what? We're going to come back with a Chille video. And in this video, he is again in Las Vegas, acting like an idiot, putting himself in the middle of a traffic stop that has nothing to do with him. And, well, Chille will be Chille. Enjoy the video.
Looks like we have one in custody. We have two cars here. The person that had the truck here. 10539 right there. Looks like there's a girl here on the scene. So part of the problem with police is that when they search your vehicle, there's no third-party observer there to make drugs in your car, and they most certainly would, because remember, they get bonuses and accolades and promotions if they find drugs in your car. They may even do a civil asset forfeiture or a criminal asset forfeiture. So he definitely is incentivized to put drugs in your car. Whether you like that or not, that's a plain and simple truth. I've actually ran into this cop before.
Chille, shut up. We're already starting this video off with you acting like the complete ignorant person that you truly are. No, police are not giddy, go happy, skipping to your car, wanting to search it so they can plant all the drugs that they want. They don't have incentives to plant drugs in people's cars. If they find drugs in your car, which I'm pretty sure if they actually searched yours, they would, but there has to be probable cause to even search your vehicle. So if you are guilty of having something you shouldn't have in your vehicle, they're going to know, because, well, there's always going to be some telltale sign that there's something in your vehicle that shouldn't be there. And once you're arrested, they have every right to search your vehicle. At that point, you cannot take away the consent. So, again, Chille, learn, then speak.
I'll show you the video right here. They do, I don't know if this particular cop does that, but every single cop, as you know from the conversations that I've had with multiple different people, every single cop has, well, the majority is what I was told, have a drop gun or drop drugs or have a way to do something. We want a third party who has cameras and mics on that never turn them off, that observe everything a copper does. So his hard proof right now is that marijuana bomb right there. There that is, it's a marijuana bomb. That's
Holy shit, well, there you go. It's as simple as you should have had a damn V8. There's your sign. There's a bong. That bong can be used for any sort of drug. If that was within visibility of the officer during the traffic stop, that gave him probable cause to detain these people and search their vehicle. So everything that you're saying is completely irrelevant and wrong. And no, Chille, a majority of police officers do not drop drugs and handguns in people's vehicles. That is you, again, just making shit up.
That's his hard proof on this person right here is there's a marijuana bomb. It could be a crack bomb. Looks like a marijuana bomb to me. I don't know. I wouldn't know what a crack bomb looks like, I guess. Looking under the
you would.
Remember, you have a right to give consent and then revoke consent. That's going to be 1991 Florida versus Gemino upheld in.
Okay, hold on, because I want to hear him correctly and on these case laws that he just threw out.
The crack bomb looks like, I guess. Looking under the seat.
Sorry, I did put closed captions on because it's hard to hear exactly what case laws he's trying to throw out. So I left the closed captions so that you guys could also see what he is saying.
Remember, you have a right to give consent and then revoke consent. That's going to be 1991 Florida versus Gemino upheld in.
Okay, first of all, that is 1991 Florida versus Gemino. And there is no case law of Florida versus General 1991. I have done as much research as I could to find this case law, and there is none. If anybody can find it and bring it to my attention, that would be amazing, and thank you. But I am not finding any case law that what he is talking about that was upheld by the Third District Court in a 1991 Florida versus Genimal. Not Gino, but Genimal. And then
the Third Circuit in the 2017 case of the United States versus Williams. You don't want this to be you. You want...
Okay, so now he's talking about the United States versus Williams 2017 case law. But here's the thing. The only United States versus Williams 2017 case laws I'm able to find, one of them had to do with a man by the name of Williams. It was 2017. It had to do with him being a diddler and pornographic material and, blah, blah, blah. Then I have United States versus Williams 2017, and this one is a jury convicted Matthew Williams of bank fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1344 and aggravated identity theft in a violation of 18 U.S.C. 1028A. He appeals and asks that we reverse his convictions because the evidence against him was insufficient. But then again, that would have nothing to do with a traffic stop or a search of your vehicle. But then there's also United States versus Williams. But this is 2018, not 2017. And this is the Fifth Circuit affirmed defendant's motions to suppress evidence filed after defendant pleaded guilty to drug-related charges. The court held that officers had reasonable suspicion to conduct the searches of defendant's residence, his dealership, and his mother's home. And officers Terry stopped Frisco defendants once he arrived at the dealership to transport defendant to his residence was proper given the visible bulges in defendant's pockets that were large enough to conceal weapons, and thus the district court did not err by denying the motions to suppress. Again, Chille, this has nothing to do with the traffic stop. So, again, you have no clue what you're talking about when you're throwing out case law to your unable to think for themselves audience who choose never to fact check you, because if they bothered, they would really know that you have no clue what you're talking about. But that's okay. I'll go ahead and prove it for you.
Rifling your car. You don't want this to be you. You don't want them searching your car like this. You want to have my trifold in your car and have the 5A cop card in your car. That's what you want to do. You don't have to worry, sir. I'm nonviolent. I'm a journalist here. I'm just filming the interaction. Are you scared?
Okay. Sorry, officer. He is neither a journalist and he's also, yes, he's a violent person. When he tells you that he's nonviolent, he's lying. He actually promotes the unaliving of police officers, and he goes on to threaten police officers as far as harming them and doing certain things to their head. He is also known for threatening the lives of federal judges. So, yes, the man-child standing in front of you is a violent intended person who is neither a journalist nor a constitutional law scholar, and he is a criminal. And, well, he's just looking for attention. That's all.
See, there's no third party. There's no third party to film cops searching your car. And the problem with that is that cops get bonuses, accolades, and promotions, and civil asset forfeiture and criminal asset forfeiture. So there should be a third party observer, because you certainly at the end of the month, every month, there's whoever got the most drug arrests, the most DUIs, the most arrests, period. It goes on a leaderboard every single month. And you know what that leaderboard is?
That's not accurate.
It's not? Tell me that.
No, because the Supreme Court has actually issued some jurisdiction that does not allow
police departments across the country to require officers to meet quotas. But are there quotas? There are not, sir, because it would be against the law for our department to have quotas. Supreme Court. I believe that. Who's the one who checks on that? Who checks on what? Just finds out if there's quotas. Who's the third party? Who's the third party inside? You guys that I know of. So you guys do it yourselves.
Aw, Chille just got told the truth by an officer. And you can't save yourself on this one. You just sat there and claimed that police officers have a quota as far as drugs and weapons and all this other stuff. And this officer just stood right there, told you to your face that that is a lie, that legally they are not allowed to go by quotas. Are you like advertising for a job with the police as far as you being the third party to do checks and balances on them with quotas and everything else? Chille, trust me, you pretty much are ineligible and not qualified for most employment that doesn't involve flipping hamburgers. You are even more unqualified to work with the public and especially with police departments.
Right? You regulate that yourselves, though, don't you? No, we don't. I get to choose what I do when I do it. You do? You don't have a commanding officer who gives you orders? I do, but I have a lot of say on whether I do or do not do something. Right, because you work for the people. You swore an oath to uphold my constitutional rights and his constitutional rights, right? So, right. So you would, of course, refuse to do something that was barbaric or horrific, right? That was brutal, it was hostile, it was torturous. You would refuse that because it's... Your question. If you were asked to do something every day that was torturous on the people, you would say, I can't do that because it's unconstitutional. Again, what one person is going to define as torturous may be different from what another person defines as torturous. The question is too broad.
Perfectly said, officer. What one person may find torturous does not mean that others find that torturous. Example, I find listening to people smack when they chew gum completely torturous to my ears. I also find listening to people smack when they're chewing their food horribly torturous to my ears. I would like to bash my head open by ramming it into a wall when I hear this kind of stuff. However, there could be 10 other people around that don't mind it or can somehow, by some miracle, ignore that sound. So it's not torturous to them. So here we go, Chille, here we go. Just because you want others to believe that being handcuffed while being detained or arrested is a method of torture does not make it a method of torture. And it's not a method of torture, and I don't even believe that you fully believe that. I just think that it's just something that you decided to manipulate people on so that it gives people another reason to verbally abuse and harass police officers about.
Specifically, though, the torture cuffs, the torture cuffs you put on people, the torture cuffs that he's in, the torture cuffs that she's not in, but he's in, those torture cuffs is what the people have a real problem with. The people, that's why so many people listen to me, because we kind of universally agree that the torture cuffs are always torture. Always. Like, the whole internet calls them torture cuffs. Have you heard that? Yeah.
Excuse me? The whole internet is calling handcuffs torture cuffs? Seriously, Chille? Do not speak for me, and do not speak for any other actual human being out there that can think for ourselves and who do not believe and follow in all of your lies and bullshit. And everybody does not listen to you, and you don't really have that many people listening to you and believing you. You certainly don't have almost 400,000 people listening and believing in you. You have maybe 20, and I'll go ahead and give you 30,000 subscribers that are actual real breathing human beings. And I'm going to cut that in half by saying that half of those are people watching because they can't stand you, or they're content creators going to use one of your videos with fair use to cover you and prove what a liar, a joke, a scammer, a fraud, and a threat to society you truly are. I love how you try and talk yourself up to being this super important, immaculate person when the cop can look at you and listen to you and see that you are nothing but a mentally unwell, unhinged individual who seriously needs mental help.
Yeah, I'm part of the internet. I don't call it torture cuffs. So, you're part of the internet. Well, you're not really part of the mainstream, brother. You've isolated yourself and ostracized yourself by joining that organization. You've ostracized yourself. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. We have to look out.
Right there, the police officer realized this man-child is mentally unwell. But let's go over something really quick for Chille. Let's give him a little bit of free education that, well, he won't listen to anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out. Okay, so let's quickly start with the definition of torture. Any act by which severe pain or suffering, whether physical or mental, is intentionally inflicted on a person for such purposes as obtaining from them or a third person information or a confession, punishing them for an act they or a third person has committed or is subjected or suspected of having committed, or intimidating or coercing them or a third person, or for any reason based on discrimination of any kind when such pain or suffering is inflicted by or at the instigation of or with the consent or acquiescence of a public official or other person acting in an official capacity. It does not include pain or suffering arising only from, inherent in, or incidental to lawful sanctions. What are the methods of police torture? The violence takes many forms. Police beat victims, hang them by their arms or feet for hours on end, force them to witness the torture of others, and strip them naked and parade them in public, damaging their basic human dignity. This conduct amounts to torture. Notice how handcuffing a suspect or a criminal is not added to this list. Torture is defined to include acts specifically intended to inflict severe physical or mental pain or suffering. It does not include such pain or suffering incidental to lawful sanctions. Again, no mention of being handcuffed while being a suspect or detained or a criminal. Sorry, Chille, but your whole torture cuff bullshit is not real. It's all
You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. We have to look out for you guys. We have to make sure that we always have a camera on, and we always have some sort of knowledge for our rights at our fingertips to be able to interact with you guys properly. I've already been put in those 30 times, so I know what they feel like. I know they're torture every time. I mean, one time after I became known across the country, then the cops didn't put me in torture cuffs quite as tight. Put them in front. But the last time I was in torture cuffs from LVNPD and I filed a lawsuit the next day, I was in torture cuffs and the guy tried to cut off the blood to my ulnar nerve and my arm. That's why this hand shakes now. That's what he did.
First of all, Chille, you are not known throughout the country. You are only known in a couple, maybe a handful of states, especially the ones where you have several open warrants right now. But bet you aren't going to tell him that, huh? And no, the police officer did not purposefully inflict pain or damage to your ulnar nerve. You still have no clue what you're talking about, nor do you know what an ulnar nerve is. You do not have a shaking issue in that hand because, well, we don't see the camera shaking at all when you're recording your ugly face or when you're recording the police. Again, if you are only out there to record the police, why is it that we see your face more than we see the police? That's not out there to record the police. And let me remind you one more time, The law states that we have a lawful right to record the police while they are working. It does not state that we have the right to interfere or obstruct in any kind of investigation. What you are doing is obstructing and interfering. You have taken this officer away from his duty. You have obstructed his investigation. Congratulations. You still do not understand the law.
So, this does suck doing this to people. They took the torture cuffs off him. That's an advancement for him, I guess. It's better for his life. He's got his hands on his head like a POW, though.
Actually, I'm just going to ask you to take a few steps back away from the gig.
I'll come over this way. Yeah, I understand. I step back 6 feet for you. I mean, typically I tell you to go pound sand, but I'm right by the car. I'm a dick, bro. Like, I'm a searing prick. People love me. I'm the hero to them. What are you?
I'm a hero to others.
You're not, dude. You guys have lost it. You joined this evil organization. It's so sad, dude. Because I look at you and you're young. You're an attractive young man. You could probably do a lot of things with your life. I don't know why you did this. I don't know why you chose this.
Oh my God. So we have Chille in one breath, not only claiming that everyone in the world loves him and thinks of him as a hero, but without even taking half a breath, he is hitting on this police officer. Like, ew, Chille, ew. Stop it. Stop hitting on police officers. They do not want you on their force, and they sure as hell do not want to date you. Please stop. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's cringy. Stop. And no, everybody does not love you. Trust me, you have way more people that dislike you and want to see you either in prison or a mental hospital than they want to see you out on the street.
They got another cop here. How many cops do you guys need? You guys need a few more cops here?
Interfering.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, you know what? Call a couple more cops in. Probably need a couple more for the situation at hand here. Get another giant like this one. They need some more cops here. If they had the drugs in there, then this guy over here would still be in torture cuffs, but they took him out of the torture cuffs. Maybe some kind of hit and run or something. Shoplifting, maybe. I'm not really sure. I mean, they get these young dudes joining to be a pig. I just can't really get my head around it. I don't understand why. I wonder what's going to happen here. So it doesn't look like this guy's going to be going to jail. They took him out of the torture cuffs. He's no longer in the torture cuffs. He's outside of the torture.
My God, Chille. You do not know what's going on because this has nothing to do with you. You are not part of the stop. You are not part of the investigation. You're not the police officer. You're not a victim. You're not the suspect or the person that was pulled over. You have nothing to do with any of this. Nothing. But go ahead and continue obstructing the police officers as they're trying to do their work. And technically, Chille, a police officer can tell you as far away to stand as much as they want. They can tell you to stand 25 feet away if they want to. And if you do not do that, they can arrest you for obstruction. You keep obstructing. Because I know that we would love to see you get arrested again.
He got his hands on the car now. And so it looks like they're going to tow his car, but they took him out of the torture cuffs, so he's not going to go to the dungeon, which is always a good thing. Going to the dungeon is horrifically bad. I'm trying to figure out what that cop put down over there. I'll go look at what it is. Where's the cop dropping off back there? He's going to go pick up his property. Well, why does he have to go all the way over there? They want him to go pick up his property from right there. Right. See, what I do on each stop is I try to let one cop know that those torture cuffs are torture, brother, and you do it to people week in and week out. I just want you to know that when you put torture cuffs on someone, you're torturing them.
Appreciate your information.
Well, it might not affect you at all. You might not give a rat's ass about another man. You might say it's a criminal. He shoplifted. It's criminal. They do drugs. But let me just say something. It does matter. Your soul's on loan from God. And you, my friend, when you put people in torture cuffs, tarnish your own good name. In fact, one day it'll go down that we used to have torture cuffs in America because they're from slavery. They were created in the Delaware colony for slaves. That's why you have torture cuffs on your belt now. The shorter the slave, the shorter the chain, the worse the slave.
Chille, let me explain something. Actually, let me show you. You love to say that there is no reason for them to use handcuffs. That handcuffs should be completely obliterated. They should never be used. Let me give you 2 examples on why handcuffs are necessary. You might understand. Not
Okay, then come here. Come here. No, come here. You're going to jail. Come here. Turn, put your hands behind your back. Come here.
Get off me. I'm not going to jail, bro. I didn't do a goddamn thing wrong. Why are you taking me to jail? I did. I'm not talk to you. I'm not going down the dump. Don't. I have a heart problem.
Turn around. Turn around.
A heart problem, don't you do it.
We're in the upstairs apartment.
Dumbass.
He's not far from it.
Why? I am.
Turn around.
No, I'm not. I'm talking. Get off me.
Stop fighting him. Stop fighting him.
How'd you just fight?
I got one arm. Get down.
God damn it. You sergeant fuck. Get off.
Now, over here. Now. Need additional unit.
Bring your supervisor, please. Bring your supervisor, please. Don't touch
Over
me.
to the car.
You don't get to put your hands on me. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. Listen, you're not no, first get your supervisor out here. You're not just going to grab me and throw me on the ground. You've already released you've already released her. This is 2015 Rodriguez versus United States. I'll walk right in front of your car. Let's go. Sure, come on.
You need to set the phone down.
No. I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can't take away my phone.
Phone down on
You're
being detained. You're going to put hands on me.
No,
come over here.
Why are you grabbing me?
Come over here.
Sure.
Over here.
Let the phone roll.
I don't care about the phone.
Why are you grabbing
Turn
me?
around.
I'm a member of the press.
Turn around.
I'm not doing anything.
You're being detained.
I'm not doing anything.
Turn around. Stop.
Your camera's on? Are your cameras on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, then
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
You're going in handcuffs.
Why?
Put your hands behind your back.
Can we slow down? Get supervisor. I haven't done anything wrong.
Put your hands behind your back. Don't make
I want to detain me.
I am putting you in handcuffs.
But I'm not
Facing the hood.
I'm
Turn around. It's not policy to put it behind. It has to be behind your back. Right now, you're going to get a ticket. If you do not put your hands behind your back, you're going to jail. Put your hands behind your back. Do it now. No, I don't know if you have any weapons.
Okay, so I gave you 3 examples on why handcuffs are necessary. Maybe you'll understand now, but I seriously doubt you will.
might be allowed to drink water. They might not chain it so far down on your chest. That's where torture cuffs come from. Just want you to know that. That's what you carry every day on your side. I made the suggestion to every police department there is, hey, can't we go to a Velcro strap around the waist with some around the wrist? Most good people will stop. It's called the Hawthorne effect. When you know you're on camera, your behavior changes. You can alert them. You're being digitally detained. If you get out of the straps, it's going to be a felony. Once they know they're on camera, their behavior changes. Unless they're on meth, they're out completely wasted. Nobody will talk about it, though. You can't talk about that. The handcuff company is a big money deal, my friend. That's why. The contract with them is huge for you to be able to torture people instead of let's change them. I've already talked to this guy before. He's already posterized. He got 1 million views on his video. This guy right here did. You know that? 1 million views on his video. See, people don't know I dislike them so much. Why am I so mean to the coppers? How come I'm so mean to cops? They have no idea.
Wait, did Chille just claim that he got 1 million views on a video? I'm going to have to go check that because we all know that Chille has no clue how to count or read. And we also know that he purchases subs and views. And no, I'm not going to say allegedly because in November of 2021 or 2022, YouTube removed over 190,000 view counts from Chille's YouTube channel. Why? Because he got caught purchasing views.
Yeah, or you know what? They do have every idea that the torture cuffs are torture, and they don't give a flying you know what. They don't care. It doesn't bother them, so it doesn't affect them. They don't give a damn. I always try to put into one kid's head, one of these young kids, that what you're doing is unacceptable. But at the end of the day, you see that right there? See what I'm looking at? The camaraderie, the best friendship. You get a best friend who will always lie for you, always back you up, never let you down.
First of all, Chille, stop talking to children. Just stop. It's disgusting. Stop talking to children. Why do you have such a fascination with children and male police officers? It's like, oh my God, it's so gross. And this is Chille literally showing his jealousy for people who have real friends. Because Chille has never had a real friendship. Why? Because no real human being could actually stand being his friend. It's just impossible.
Always have your back, always. And if they don't, they won't ever get to testify against you. Nothing is happening here. There's no real felonious crime going on here. What happened to the other guy?
You don't know that.
Forgive me. I got lost in my conversation. Let's see if I can find him. What's going on, man? What's that? What happened?
I forgot to ask you about my jacket on the truck.
Hey, Copper, he says he needs his jacket. Hey, Copper, he says he needs his jacket.
I'm sorry, my name's Officer Parker.
Miss Parker?
Okay.
He said that he needs his
I
jacket.
told him 10 minutes and then he'd be able to get back in the truck if he wanted to.
All right, there you go. She said 10 minutes. You're going to be cold for 10 minutes if you're cold. These people are betas. They're all betas. They're used to taking orders. That's what they do. Hey, do you want to tell me what happened?
What happened?
Just now, with the cops.
They saw me clean up some ice water. I cleaned up some ice water on my lap I spilled. I threw the rags outside the car.
On the ground, out the car? Why did the cops stop you?
I picked up my trash, all my litter. After I cleaned up my spilled mess.
Okay.
The cop whistled and I said, what do you want?
Well, the cop was in the parking lot?
No law broken. We didn't do anything wrong like that. We looked suspicious. I get that.
Okay, whatever. They didn't find anything on you. They found nothing.
Yeah.
Why are they taking your car?
No, she got blurred while I was in the store. She didn't fucking that. The person was on the key or something.
Okay.
She wasn't. No, we were around there.
I just don't know how you got involved with them at all. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, Andrea's my friend.
Okay.
That girl right there.
That's what we told her. Right.
She's like that blonde girl?
Yeah. I watched her. I seen that vehicle get stolen. Like,
I can't hear you.
I've helped her.
What's that? So whose
I
truck is
bought
that?
her 4
Whose car is that?
It's registered to her mom.
Okay, the blonde lady's car. So the blonde lady's over there.
That's her car.
He always comes here?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, well then here's the thing. The battery's dead because they left the car light on as they were searching it. But you guys killed the battery.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Y'all killed the battery?
Are you gonna...
Oh my God, Chille. Really? Like this whole mentality that you are important or a somebody is just flat out gross. In interjecting yourself into everybody's business because you yourself have no life. Chille, get a life. Get a job. Fix your personality. Get some severe mental help. Get put on the right mental medication. Or at least take your medication that you're supposed to be taking for your mental disorders. And then maybe try and find a couple real friends. But you have to be a real friend. And to be a real friend, you have to be selfless. And you have to sacrifice some things to have a friendship with somebody else. I know that true friendships are very hard to come by. I am very aware of that. That's why my friend group is very small circle. I have always tried to trust very, very little people because the more you trust, the more you'll be hurt. So you don't need like a bunch of friends. But you have to learn how to be a decent human being before you can try and have a friend. And if you just get a life, get a job, Stop being a vile human and just straighten up. You won't have to go and butt into other people's business constantly and bother society when they don't want anything to do with you. Nobody wants you around. You interject yourself into these people's business. And because you've got 2 phones in their face, they think they have to talk to you. And no, it's not the police officer's job to go around jump-starting people's cars. If they have jumper cables, they can ask somebody else to help them, or they can ask another person, hey, do you have jumper cables? Can you help me out? I've done it. I've asked for help like that. I've even given help with jumper cables. But it is not a police officer's job to do that. But, Chille's going to call them pigs and inhumane and hateful and mean because they're not doing that. Their job was to pull the man over and investigate whatever they found suspicious. And I don't believe that this man was pulled over because he spilt some ice water in his lap and threw a couple napkins on the ground and then picked him up. They're not going to take his friend's vehicle all because of that. There's something way more about it. And Chille wouldn't even put the truth in here anyways. Even if he got the truth of what all this was about, he would not put it in there because, well, it would kill his narrative.
Help her get her car started? Off your policy. What's your name and badge number? So that you can identify the thousands of people watching.
Why do I need to identify myself?
Because you're an officer on duty, and according to the LVMPD handbook, when someone asks you for your name and badge number, you're supposed to give it.
Based on
your handbook that I've read, that you have not read, obviously. If you don't give it to me, that's fine. I'll follow up the proper procedure. I'm a member of the press. I'm a member of the press. I need to identify you. Okay, I'll do what I do.
Yes, Chille, you'll do what you do. You'll whine, you'll cry, you'll throw a tantrum, and then you'll go and write a complaint that will get thrown in the trash because it's worth nothing. Because, there is no federal law that states a police officer has to ID themselves to somebody not involved with the situation. You are not involved in that situation. He did not approach you, so he does not have to ID himself to you. He does have to ID himself to the person he's pulled over, or the person they've detained, or the person they are arresting. Yes, then they have to ID. But just because some mentally unwell, unhinged moron with 2 cameras, one mainly pointing at himself at all times, comes up and demands him to ID, by law, he does not have to ID. Just because their handbook says that the department says that they should ID themselves does not mean that by law they have to. Get over it, Chille. And you're not a reporter. You're just pathetic.
Keep your calm, man. Keep your calm. Keep your calm right now. Don't freak out. Keep your cool. Compose yourself right now. Stay strong. Get through this. You got cheated just now. If there was a crime done, you'd be in jail. And so now what you just said to me, I actually believe you. You didn't do anything wrong. Had I not...
Oh my God, who cares if you believe him? You are nobody to him. And this man is calm. He is cool. He's collective. He's keeping his composure. The only one who is unhinged and throwing a tantrum is you, Chille.
So they were just suspicious that you guys had drugs, and that's all they were trying to do. Okay. Got it. Okay.
I grew up in this town, and this was bullshit.
They said they want to record, and he helped y'all out a lot. He's the reason why.
Well, I went to the
Ma'am, I don't know how much Chille gave you to say that, but no, Chille had nothing to do with the outcome of this stop. The police found whatever they were doing suspicious, and they checked it out. That is their job. Considering everything, who knows? Maybe they had probable cause. If they didn't, they wouldn't have done it. They got their vehicle back. They're able to leave. Nobody was arrested. I don't even know if anybody was given a citation because none of them have said they have. I'm sure if they did, they would have said something. But yeah, lady, no amount of money is worth lying for the jackass with the 2 camera phones. It's just not worth it. Sorry.
Wow, I'm so sorry this happened to you.
How long were we standing out there?
Oh yeah, it was wow. It's an hour. I gotta check my clock. But yeah.
I help out people. Give out places, give out water, give out jackets.
I see that.
And
I see that.
these guys,
Yeah.
Sorry to see
it's
this.
only going to be homeless. I got to follow you.
Wait a minute. She's sitting there, I help people all the time. I'm always helping people. And Chille's like, I see that. I see that. Yeah, I see it. Where? Where do you see? Is she actively helping somebody right now? You don't know this lady. You don't know her at all. Unless you do, and you stage this whole thing so that you can make a video. Did you stage these 2 people to act suspicious so that in a parking lot where the police were already sitting, so that they would pull them over and investigate? Did you set up this lady right here who is like weirdly kissing your butt all of a sudden, wanting to follow you and saying that you saved these people? I don't know. This video seems a little too suspicious of being staged. Sorry, I will say that. Allegedly staged, because we all know that Chille likes to sue everybody. This video, from start to finish, in my opinion, looks conveniently staged with actors.
Channel.
Delete laws.
He was on that ass.
Yes. I'm just being a member of the press. That's all I'm doing.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not doing anything else. I'm invoking my First Amendment right to film cops.
Well, we are appreciating that you're here.
Thank you. So you guys just saw it. Okay? On scene here, you just saw it. They hemmed them up for no reason. They called in, half a dozen, 7 or 8 cops here? For what? They didn't do anything. And now they did all that. He put his property over there. I bet it was a gun or something, or maybe weed. I have no idea. But you just saw it. Their goal is to impound your car, arrest you, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.
So if their goal was to impound their car and take their money and take them to jail, why is it they have their money, they have their car, and neither one of them are in jail, Chille? You literally just killed your narrative with that one sentence. You idiot. But it's your more idiotic, unable to think for themselves audience who will not catch that. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Chille staged this whole thing to happen? Because, well, he hasn't been doing too much frauditing lately. He has been recycling some videos and doing these really cringy, gross infomercial type live streams and videos for that stupid, destructible trifold that is not going to save anybody from anything. And he has proven that time and time again, even though he still lies and claims it'll save you. So what do you think? I think it was staged. I think that the people involved, he knows them. He does like to make videos with actors, and he doesn't always have the same actors. So I don't know. This seems staged to me. If anything, the lady at the end definitely was given something, money or some free merch from Chille to stand there and say that he's a hero, and thank goodness he was there to save the night. It's just Chille. It's Chille being Chille, still ignorant about the law, still ignorant about the Constitution, still ignorant about life, jealous of police officers, jealous of people who have friendships, and, well, he didn't get the date with the cop, even though he did try a little bit. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Be safe. I love each and every one of you.